If I was starting a contractor business right now, roofing, HVAC, remodeling, and I was starting from absolute scratch, here's exactly how I use local SEO to start booking jobs right away. In case you're new here, hi, I'm Sam. Over the past 3 years, I've done nothing but local SEO to help dozens of contractors rank higher on Google and get more leads. So if I was a contractor starting over with no website, no reviews, and no ranking, these are the exact steps I would take to climb back to the top quickly. Quick story, this is a roofing client of ours. When they first started working with us, they had a Wix site that was showing up even less than this. We refreshed their website, optimized their Google business profile, and started doing ongoing SEO, and they started showing up all over Google. In fact, they actually show up first for roofing Oregon right now. So that's a pretty cool story. Now you might think the first thing you want to do is get your Google business profile set up, verified, and optimized, but the verification step can be very hard. So I'm actually going to recommend a different first step if you're starting from scratch. Make your own damn website. I'm going to keep this super simple for you. You do not need a giant website. Really, you only need 2 pages, but you have to make sure you're doing it on a proper domain. Let me give you 2 options here. Number 1, and I think this is probably the easiest, is to just go with Wix. It's $17 per month and you get a free domain included in that. Now, personally, I like Squarespace a little bit better, but to get the domain, you have to do an annual plan. So you're looking at $192 for the year, which isn't that bad. Or you can get a Squarespace domain, which is usually about $20 per year. And you could just link that up to the $25 per month if you're too chicken to commit to a year. But if you're starting a business, $192, you should be able to have that in your back pocket. So let's get going. Let's get a legit domain so that way you have your website going. Okay, now like I was saying, you really only need 2 pages. The 2 pages I think you need out the gate are your homepage and your contact page, okay? On your homepage, what you're gonna wanna do is you're going to wanna have a big CTA button that basically tells people book a call, book a job, get services, something like that. And you're gonna wanna have a really simple contact page where people can reach out to you that is gonna be very easy for them to say hello. Hey, look at that guy. The name of the game is conversions. If somebody recommends you, or if you hand somebody your business card, you want them to get to your website and be able to book right away. That's so important. You don't want to lose those warm leads. Now, on your contact page, I would put as much contact information as possible right here. I'm not doing that, but you should be doing that. Put your phone number and your email address. More on that in a second. And then in the footer, you want to put the same thing. You want to have your business name. You want to have the location that you're located in. And you want to also have your service area. Don't do it too big, okay? You'll notice like we're targeting farther areas. Do not do that, okay? You also want to put your phone number. If you don't have a business phone number already, Google Voice is pretty cheap. That's what we used when we first started. We've moved on to a second, eSIM card. You don't need to worry about all that right now. Just do something cheap. Set up a dedicated business line. It's like $13 a month for Google Voice. Come on, let's go. Get into it. And a bonus page would be having an about page where you talk about yourself and maybe some initial team members you have. Okay, now you got a little bit of legitimacy with this website, but there's 2 more steps you need to take to really tell Google who you are. So the first step in doing that is getting a legitimate email address. Now, in the grand scheme of things, this isn't that important, but think about how much more professional you're going to look when it doesn't say @gmail.com at the end of your email. Also, this has been shown to help get your Google business profile verified. This is the whole reason we're going to do this. Also, it's going to make your email experience just more professional. Now, I should say, if you're not a fan of Google, like Microsoft has their solution, which goes through Outlook and all that stuff. So if you're an Outlook fan, you can totally do that. But I would recommend making sure that you have an email that ends with your domain name. I personally use Google Workspace, so I'm going to recommend it here. I'm going to show you how to get it real fast. So just Google Workspace, click Get Started. You can enter in your information. Now you should have your domain set up through Squarespace or Wix. So you're going to say set up your existing domain. And ultimately, you're going to pick one of these plans. I'd recommend definitely starting with the starter plan, unless at some point you need more space. That's the only reason why we've upgraded to the 2 terabyte plan. But for most contractors, this is the perfect plan for you, and it's only $7 per month. Now, at some point, you're going to have to set up DNS records. That's the hardest step of all this. But seriously, just go to YouTube and look up Google Workspace, DNS, Squarespace, or Wix. And you'll find a ton of videos with people already talking about this stuff. It's seriously like these videos are 3 minutes long because it's actually a pretty easy process. You just maybe have never done this before, so it's going to seem weird. But trust me, you watch these videos, you'll get it done in no time. and you'll be done with this step. And you can move on to step 3, which is linking everything up to Google Search Console. So in case you didn't know, Google Search Console is like a way where you can see your performance on Google search. It's really cool actually, because it shows you like how many times per day you're showing up on Google. In fact, that was the graph I showed you of the roofing company back at the start of the video. And so you can see over time, they started to show up on Google more and more and more. And the main reason that's happening is because we were getting them to rank higher and for more keywords. The more you show up, the more likely people are to click through to your website, fill out that contact form, and book you for a job. Now, we like Google Search Console because it helps us keep track of our metrics when we're doing our own SEO, and it also lets us spy on our agency to make sure that they're not screwing us out of our hard-earned money, which hopefully gets us to the Google Business Profile Video Verification, which we'll get to in just a couple steps. All right, if you've never used Google Search Console before, you probably aren't gonna have to click this, but if you have any other properties, you're gonna have to click this and click Add Property at the bottom. But if you're using it for the first time, you're probably going to be greeted with this screen right here. You're going to enter just the domain right here. By the way, this is a domain for our weekly local SEO newsletter. So if you want to stay up to date, make sure you go to that and get subscribed, and then click continue. And then it's going to show you how to get this verified. Sometimes it's as easy as just linking up in the account, but most of the time it's going to have you add a text record. It's actually super easy. All you got to do is click this copy button right here and then go to the DNS settings and add a text record. It's seriously so easy, but again, you've probably never done this before. So again, just search Squarespace, add text record, or Wix, add text record, and you'll easily find a video that's like 2 minutes long that walks you through the process. It's seriously super simple. You will not be a DNS expert after this, but you'll at least be dangerous enough to add those couple records, but then you'll be good to go. Now, before I get on to step 4, quick little break. Hey there, if you're an established contractor and you're just watching this video to make sure you're not missing anything, I actually have a shortcut for you. If you head over to thencandesigns.com/review right now, you can apply for a free SEO strategy video. In that video, what I break down are really the next best 3 actions for your contracting business. I usually only do like 1 to 2 of these per week because I do spend like 10 to 20 minutes working on these, but I love doing them. And people have seen some real boost by applying what they learn from these videos. So anyway, if you want to learn your next best 3 actions, head over to thencandesigns.com/review and apply. Remember, not all businesses qualify, but if you're established, you probably qualify. It takes less than 5 minutes to figure out if you do. So go get that filled out and let's get back to the video. List your site on several directories. Okay, this is super important. We want to build trust with Google immediately. We don't want to do a lot. I really recommend not building out on a ton of directories until you finish building out your website. But because we're going to try to get this Google Business Profile Insta verified, we have to get listed on a few sites. Here's my short list. If you have a physical location, you qualify for Apple Business Connect. So I encourage you to start there. If you're just working out of your home, don't worry about it. You do not qualify for Apple Business Connect. So just move on. The next one you kind of have to do nowadays is Yelp. So make sure you get that set up. Please don't spend $300 per month on Yelp ads. They're crazy. They are not nice to people. I would just encourage you to set up your free account and then just leave it alone. Another really good one for any industry is Better Business Bureau. Now, I know I'm talking to contractors in this video, so Home Advisor, House, or Angie. I would get listed on one of those, but I'd save the others for my back pocket for later, okay? And then if you don't have a Facebook page for your business already, it might be helpful to just get it set up, put a couple posts on there, and just kind of fill everything out. Nothing too crazy. And the last thing I would do is I would Google your service in your area. So look up roofing near me, HVAC near me, remodeling near me, and see what websites are showing up. Don't get listed on all of them yet. Keep that list for later, but maybe sprinkle in 1 or 2 more. I would shoot for about 3 to 5 foundational links back from these important local directories. And then I move on to step 5, which is set up your Google Business Profile, but follow all the rules. All right, now I have a video right here where I spent about 40 minutes telling you from top to bottom how to set up, claim, and optimize your Google Business Profile. Even talk about Google Business Profile Management, which is something you do over time. So I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I'm just going to tell you a couple things that people try to do as shortcuts that I don't want you to do while you're getting this set up, because we want to get Insta verified. The first thing is you don't want to stuff keywords in your GBP title. It will totally help you rank higher unless you get caught doing it when it's not a part of your legitimate business name. Now, if you want to learn how to get a DBA for your business, you can do that with this video. But in the meantime, just whatever your legal business name is, put it there. You don't have to put the LLC or the INC at the end, just your trade name. So like our legal name is Then Can Designs LLC, but our trade name is Then Can Designs. And so we put that, well, actually watch the DBA video and you'll see what our DBA name is. That's what it is on our GBP. I digress. But once you've made sure that you're not stuffing in any keywords in your name, you want to check your business categories. Early on in the process of setting up your GBP, it's going to ask you what categories you serve. Your primary business category is one of your most important ranking factors. You definitely want to put your more umbrella term. If you're a roofer, it's roofing. If you're a remodeler, it might be general contractor. If you're HVAC, well, what time of year is it? Your primary category is so important. And you also want to list your secondary categories. If you're a general contractor, put kitchen remodeler, put bathroom remodeler, but be careful to not put too many when you're first getting your profile set up. We can add those secondary categories later. Also, when they ask you what your service area is, 2-mile driving radius is the max we want to go. And in fact, when we're first setting up, I like to keep it really tight. Stay to one city, and the smaller, the better. And last but not least, follow the address rules. If you're working on your home like most contractors do, don't make it publicly visible. That's the rule. Some people will tell you to make your address publicly visible. I really don't think it makes that big of a difference, and you might get caught later and all that boost you got will disappear immediately. So just follow the rules. And then the moment has come, drum roll please. We find out if you get Insta verified. Now, the reason why I've been putting so much emphasis on this is because video verification sucks. It's a really tedious process. They've gotten better at it over the last year where they're starting to tell you why you're failing, but it's still an annoying process. But if you do get stuck having to do a video verification, we have a video right here. It's old, but it's seriously helped hundreds of people pass their video verification. So I encourage you to check that video out, go from start to finish, watch the example and learn all the evidence you need, and you'll be able to pass your GBP video verification just fine. Be sure to read the description because I put some new updates in there recently, actually. Hopefully you're past the video verification step now, or you got Insta verified. And so now it's time to keep going with step 6, get reviews. Okay, so your Google business profile is out in the wild now. People can see it. It's time to get some reviews. In case you've never gone to your Google business profile before, you can just type in your business name or search for MySpace business, not MySpace like the social media, but like my and then a space in the business, and then click ask for reviews right here. And this will give you a link that you can copy. And you can put an email, you can text to people. They try to make it as easy as possible to get more reviews. Now, I always tell contractors, try to get about 5 to 10 reviews as soon as possible and then slow down. Okay, we want to try to get somewhere between like 1 to 2 per week, or even 1 to 2 per month might be good depending on what your competition is doing. But the key is to get to that number 10 as soon as possible. Like 5 is fine, but 10 is better. Okay, once 10 gets hit, that's when I start to see massive jumps in the map pack. And remember, about 50% of people stop searching around the map pack. So if you can start showing up there early on, and recency of reviews has been a massive ranking factor in the last 12 months, like just get a ton of reviews at the start and then slow it down. And by the way, all 5-star reviews are not created equally. There's actually ways to get better reviews, and I break that down in this video, and I show you how to get a ton more by using our little QR code business card strategy. Okay, now that you're getting more reviews flowing to the GBP, it's time to finally go back to your website with step 7, build a few more pages. Okay, 2 steps here. The first step is you need to build out a page for each service that you offer. Right here are the ranking factors according to local SEO experts in 2023. Top factors for organic SEO, the number 1 is having a dedicated page for each service. So that means if you have kitchen remodeling, bathroom remodeling, and ADUs as your services that you offer as a remodeler or a general contractor, you need a page for each one of those services. If you do HVAC, you're going to have one for AC repair, AC maintenance, AC installation, but you're also going to talk about furnace repair, furnace installation, furnace maintenance, all that good stuff. And when you're making those pages, you want to follow good on-page SEO strategies. And I have my perfect on-page SEO setup right here. So you're going to want to check that out so you can copy and paste my strategy onto those pages. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to start building out at least 1 page for each location. I usually recommend targeting kind of like your umbrella term. If you have something like HVAC or general contractor, you know, if you're a roofer, you would just target roofer in the second area. If you're in a metro area, think about the neighborhoods that are around you. And if you're more in like a suburban area, think about the cities around you that you might also serve. Again, we're not talking a ton of pages, just trying to build a few more pages. I know you're probably starting to get busy at this point, maybe even getting some leads, but you got to build these pages out. And if you need help building those location pages based off of the service pages you just made, well, then check out this video because I'm going to show you how to very easily, less than 10 minutes, start building these location pages and really help beef up your website. And if you want to keep going, then you're going to want to check out my 30-day local SEO playbook. Now, this thing is completely free and there will be a link in the description. And so what you're looking at here is 30 days of local SEO activities to help your own business rank higher. And there are 100 pages of information, 117 pages now, including this guy, Smug Mug. But we're talking about 30 days of local SEO business activity that you can do to help your business rank higher. And it talks about the important stuff: GBP, websites, and building authority, which we just scraped the surface of in this video. If you want to check out the 30-day local SEO playbook, you can head to 30dayseo.com. Inside the document, get the direct link to this video, which is an hour-and-a-half long accompanying video where I also break down a custom GPT that helps you use it. Now, before you check out that video, be sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our awesome content that we got planned for the rest of the year. All right, you ready? Awesome. Go ahead and click on that video, and I'll catch you in the next one.